What's up, Tuesday Tip family? How you doing? We had a few sound issues on the previous video, but we're back. And if you're just joining me live for Tuesday Tips, go ahead and type into the chat where you're dialing in from, your name, and if you can hear me, because that would be helpful. It's really hard to watch a video when there's no sound. It's not particularly interesting, I would say. So if you are just joining Tuesday Tips, welcome, welcome. I'm excited. I think we've got sound and we're good to go. We are going to be talking about what to do when they don't get you. First of all, I just am super happy to welcome you to my office. This is an incredible view behind me of the Chicago skyline. It's so awesome. And I just want to say, RIP office, I have to move from you in 3 weeks because it's too far from my child. So it takes me too long to get home. So I have to move to a new office. So stay tuned in the next couple of weeks. You're going to see new background, new office, and it's going to be super, super exciting to see where I land, where I end up, where the Chicago HQ is going to be. So in the meantime, what's up? Hi, everybody. Yay, you can hear me now. Thanks all for saying hi in the chat. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing you here. Today's mug is Boss Lady. Just as a reminder that I'm in charge of my life and you're in charge of your life. And the fact is, not everybody's going to get you all the time. And that doesn't mean you stop going for your dreams. We're going to talk about on this Facebook Live how to talk with people that feels in a way that feels authentic to you, but doesn't shut down your dreams, doesn't have you feel like, oh my gosh, somebody else's negativity is like poisoning me. So go ahead and type into the chat if you've had the experience of sharing what you're doing with someone, like, oh my gosh, I'm starting this career as a coach, I'm so excited, and they were like, what? Either they didn't get it or they weren't super supportive. The response was not what you were looking for. Go ahead and let me know if that has happened to you, if you've had that experience in the chat. Because it stinks when that happens. So Candace is saying, yes, I have had that happen. Jackie is saying this is a common theme. Okay, cool. So Stacy, thank you. She said, thank you for doing these. It's always so timely. To get to see and hear you in the middle of a Tuesday Critter Brain Day. Ain't that the truth, sister? I need to be here just as much as you need to be here. So let's talk about this. What do you do when they don't get you? Now, in my life, I've been a professional actress and a coach. So I've had two careers that are sort of different. And most of the time, people in my life, definitely throughout my acting career, I go, oh, I'm an actress. And they'd say, oh, how's waiting tables working out for you? And I'd be like, I really want to give you the bird right now. Because there were times when I did wait tables. There were times when I did other jobs. But then there were a lot of times where I was like, I am a professional actress and I am making a living doing it. And I am one of the few. But people don't know, right? And then I become a coach and it's like, here's another career where people are going, what's coaching? I don't know. What's a health coach, et cetera, et cetera. So I've had a lot of experience, years and years and years of people really not getting what I do for a living. So there are some ways that I found to approach this that I want to share with you. And I want to share how to approach it sort of in life as you're like walking around and interacting with friends and family, whether it's at parties or going out to lunch or whatever. So there's in life. And then there's on this thing called social, on the media, on the Facebook and the Instagram and places where you might be interacting with friends and family and potential clients. So how do you talk with people on social when you're worried like, hey, my friends and family are on my feeds. What are they going to think of me if I'm doing this new career? So I'm curious if this sounds useful to you. To go ahead and type it, it looks like it. Go ahead and type into the chat if it would be useful to hear about this. I love Gina saying, my family acts as though I'm not doing this. Alicia said, yeah, my mom said great, and that was it. Yeah, pretty much the extent of the conversations I've had with my parents about my career. That's not totally true, actually. My father had to hire me because he was having real problems with diverticulitis and he was facing surgery. And so he had, his fear of a colostomy bag was greater than him not taking me seriously as a coach. He hired me, and darn it, that was years ago, and the man's never had another attack from diverticulitis since working with me, his favorite health coach. What? Okay, so awesome. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, how do you handle when people don't get you in life? And the first thing is to, what I call, wait for the invitation. So instead of sort of jumping in and going, here's what I'm doing, this is the most exciting thing, and being like super in your face to people about it, to sort of sit back and wait until people ask you and see like if they do. And if they don't, you don't necessarily have to share what you're doing. A lot of times I was quiet with my family about what I was doing, or even with my friends. I think I shared a good bit with my sister, with close friends, but I didn't always, it wasn't like the first thing that came out of my mouth. I just sort of waited for the invitation. And if someone said, hey, how's it going with that thing you're doing? I would say, amazing. And when I would respond, I would respond with passion and authenticity. So I'd say, it's awesome, I'm really loving it, it's super inspiring to me. And then depending on how the conversation went, like if I was out with acquaintances or whatever, people I didn't know so well, I would test the waters by asking questions as much as possible. So in the conversation, I would try to be the person that spoke the least. And I would try to ask the most amount of questions. So what I learned not to do with friends, family, people in life is to give advice. So someone hears about what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, you're becoming a health coach. That's so exciting. I need to pick your brain. Oh my God. Or they'll test you right in the moment. Tell me what I need to eat right now to lose 10 pounds. I go, oh, that's really funny. Yeah, I could do that. So what is it that's having you want to lose 10 pounds? And turn the tables, pivot, so that you're asking about them and they're not like questioning you, and you all of a sudden going, I have to prove that I know things and what I'm doing is worthwhile so that you can take me seriously and get what I'm doing. Forget that. Just ask questions. Don't give advice. Be the one who's listening more and talking less. Then, as you ask questions and you're having people answer them, you really want to use discernment with your answers. If they do ask you about something and you do want to share an answer, use discernment and give nuggets instead of big bites. Nuggets instead of big bites. So I'm trying to think of an example. So I was in a book club when I lived in Los Angeles, and oftentimes when I was at the book club, we'd start with snacks before we got into the book. And people would look to me and be like, what do you think of these snacks? Like, which one's healthy and which one's not? And I would just sort of laugh it off and joke and be like, they're all healthy. Have more chocolate. You know, I'd make a joke out of it. And then I would say, if someone was asking, I'd be like, well, what's up for you right now? Is there something that you're working on in your health? And if they talked to me about it, great. And if they didn't, it was like, okay, awesome. Let's just go on to the book club. So I would just ask a question, test the waters, and then give a nugget. If someone was like, well, I'm really thinking, what do you think about, paleo? I might say, paleo is really interesting. And it's been great for a lot of people. And what I've noticed is that some diets are great for some people and not so great for others. And it's really individual. If you have questions, we can always talk about it. And that's how I would handle it. So it was like a little nugget, not an elephant. I'm not sitting there giving somebody a diatribe on paleo on what I think about it. I'm just offering a little bit and opening the door for the conversation to continue. Okay, cool. So let's recap. So in life, the tips are to wait for the invitation, to talk about what you do or what's happening with you. When you do get an invitation, to share with passion and authenticity, but to really pivot to asking questions instead of giving advice. Don't give advice. Ask other people questions. And the truth is, they want to talk about themselves anyway, so they're going to love you for asking them questions. Then, if you feel like there's something that you can answer or address, or that you want to address, or if there's a direct question, to give a nugget instead of a big bite. Okay, cool. Now, what do you do on social? What if you have friends and family on social? And what if in the course of your personal growth journey, you're learning that your family really screwed you up and you want to talk about it on social, but they're there. So first of all, let's put the family question aside for a minute. On social, I think the thing to do is sort of very similar to what you would do in life, which is you're going to share your authentic passion. You're going to shine your light, right? And you're going to be authentically you, talking about what's interesting to you, what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it. And the thing to keep in mind on social is that, again, you're just being authentically you, and to always keep in mind a paradigm that we have here at Health Coach Institute, which is tell your truth without needing to be right. So when you're sharing on social, it's not about preaching to people, telling them what to do, you have to eat healthy. Like and this is actually true in life too. This is a great tip in life, is that you're just sharing what's true for you, but it doesn't have to be true or right for anyone else. And it's totally okay that it isn't. This is great for spouses or partners that as you're getting healthy, they don't have to. It might be true for you that you're never drinking Diet Coke again. It doesn't have to be true for the other person, right? So you want to tell your truth without needing to be right. And I think I love that on social, because then it comes across as excited and fun and authentically you, instead of like, this is what you need to do and I'm going to shame you if you ever eat sugar. Nobody wants to take a look at that. And also when it comes to family, you definitely want to, if you're sharing a story about your family that you think that they might be challenged by on social, you can always say, everybody has a different, my husband likes to phrase it like this. In any given situation, there's her side, his side, and the truth. What that means is that we all have different perspectives about whatever occurred. And that you can always pre-frame that and then go ahead and share whatever story you'd like to share in the most loving way about your family and friends. And that brings me to another point, is that when you're sharing what you're doing, whether in life or on social, the key is to remember that other people's reaction to you has absolutely nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. And why is that? Because of a concept that we use in the transformational coaching method called the map. Now the map is, you can think of it as a visual for how you see the world. It's your particular collection of beliefs and what you sort of learned and as you were growing up, your social conditioning. And you sort of imagine that as like seeing out onto a map where like, oh, there are rivers and states and cities and towns, and this is how I see the world. Well, every single person has this map, a map, and every single map is different. So my map is different from your map is different from your partner's map, different from your kid's map, is different from your family's map. Everybody's map is different. So an example is if let's say you were at a wedding and there are 100 people at the wedding and everybody's out on the dance floor boogieing and all of a sudden someone keels over. Well, if you asked every single person at the wedding what happened, everybody would have a slightly different perspective on what happened. That's because everybody has a different map. So when you're sharing your authentic truth without needing to be right, sometimes that doesn't translate on someone else's map. And that's okay. And sometimes people might get a little undone or triggered when you share your passion, because what you're speaking for is feeling amazing, having a life you love, having a career you love, having amazing health, feeling wonderful in your skin. And on some people's map, they may not have beliefs that allow for that. They may believe, I'm not allowed to be happy. I don't get to have what I want. I can't feel amazing. I can't feel beautiful. I'm not going to have an amazing experience of the world. So when you share that, it almost like contrasts with their map. And so that's why they react to you. It's not about you. It's sort of like the map is going, no. But whether it would be you or anyone else sharing the light or what you think, it's not personal to you. So what we get to do when anyone is reacting to us and they don't get us, whether it's in life or on social or whatever, is to sit back and become an observer and go, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. This person's really triggered. Wow. And if you're triggered by them being triggered, you can sit back again and go, wow, I'm really triggered. What is it? This is a great way to look at our patterns of thought when people react to us. Oh, how is it that I feel about myself when someone challenges me? What is my reaction when someone tells me I can't do something? You know, and we get to explore how we react to people and see, is this the way I want to react to people? And we get to make a new choice. So I'm curious for you, out of everything that we've shared here about how, what to do when people don't get you, what's the thing that you're taking away that you want to try? So whether it's telling your truth without needing to be right, whether it's waiting for the invitation, whether it's testing the waters by asking questions, talking less and listening more, maybe it's remembering the map. What is the thing that you feel like you want to take away and try so that you don't actually have to worry that other people don't get you? I think one of the things we worry about is, what if they don't get me? Guess what? Not everybody's going to get you. And that's okay. You still belong. You're still part of your family. You're still part of your friends. We don't have to understand everything about our friends and family. We already don't. We already don't. So we don't have to throw our, career and our dreams into the mix and go, see, what we don't want to do is use other people's not getting us as an excuse for us to quit or fall back or tell ourselves, see, it's not really going to work because look, they don't get it. It becomes an easy scapegoat for our own fears and worries and concerns. They're not important. They don't get up and live your life every day, and they have their own map and their own journey, and they can be on their merry way and you can be on yours, right? Awesome. This is so great. Remembering the map. Beth is saying remembering the map. April, telling my truth without needing to be right. Ashley, telling my truth without having to be right. Fantastic. Okay. So now you know what to do when other people don't get you. And at the end of the day, it's not a reason to stop doing what you're doing. The truth is that there are a lot of people living an amazing life doing what they love to do. And you can choose that as well. And that's what we're here to help you do at HCI, to live an incredible life, make a great living, and help people while you're doing it. Sounds pretty good. I'm very happy to have been with you today. I love you Tuesday Tip people. It's such a blast. You're the boss of your life, whether you're a lady or a guy. Don't forget it. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Mwah, 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 which I really should never say. Anyway. Love you. Bye.